Okay. Give me 1 second. That's my partner's kid.
Oh, sweet.
You want to give it to him?
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry about that.
No, all good.
We usually keep it as one long take. So,
It's okay. Be like an outtake.
yeah.
I like it.
Alright, so. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Asad Hashim Ali, back again with another episode of Behind the Grind. And this time I have someone very special. I've been following on Instagram for quite a while. Back when I was very into CrossFit, I'd look at his content and drop him some random messages. And it's been over, I think, a year and a half since I first messaged him. And now he's finally on. Mustafa Jamshed is the guest for today. Mustafa, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very well. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. It's a pleasure.
And we finally meet. That's actually what's interesting.
It's funny because I've also been following your content for more than a year, and I feel like we've been stalking each other secretly.
Yes.
So it's a good change to finally see you in person, 5 feet away.
Likewise.
With a mic on my face.
Yeah.
Just how I imagined it.
Awesome. So Mustafa, how about you introduce yourself? What do you do? Who are you? Where are you from? You don't look Pakistani, that's for sure.
Sorry?
You don't look Pakistani.
Man, it's so funny because a lot of people have said that to me. I get a lot of, blend of Turkish and Arabic.
Yeah, I was going to say Iranian.
So, Iranian as well.
Yeah.
So, I think over here, if I go to the market, it used to happen a lot before, where they would expect me to just talk in English, and when I start talking in Urdu, they'd be like, wait, what?
You guys see that?
How are you talking in Urdu? Ye kya hai? And I'd be like, wow, okay, so. Yes, no, I'm Pakistani, born and bred in Karachi. My mom's from, her side of the family is from Afghanistan.
Okay.
So I feel like I got a lot of her genes.
Say yeah.
That explains this ugly mug. But anyways, yes, so I am a fitness coach. I've been in the fitness industry for about, I would say, more than 10 years. Been coaching for about 7 years. Came into it very randomly, had no aspirations growing. I could give you a very inspiring story that when I was 8, I would see this guy and that guy. No, I had no inclination towards fitness. Happened very randomly.
Yeah.
And I think the moment I started training myself, it just clicked. It was just like, oh shit, this is what I want to do, right? So yeah, it's been almost 6-7 years. Started my own little group class training called Impulse, which started about 4 years ago and still going strong. Mashallah, even after the whole COVID period. So just happy doing what I look forward to every day, man. I feel like that was the one missing link when I was, because I was in the corporate side. I guess we'll talk about that, but
you were?
Yeah, man. I was actually working at Dawn for 4 years. I was heading the marketing over there. Yeah. So the Dawn, the TV side, not the newspaper.
Okay.
Right? So I mean, it's all interlinked. It all comes under one umbrella.
But you had that exposure before you.
Yeah, man. So I'm actually I'm a marketing major, right? So first thing, get your degree, come back, and then you're like, all right, you're gonna find a job in your field. My dad has his own business. I had no reason to join that because I just didn't want to. I felt like it would be too easy. My brother was doing it, my sister was doing it, and coming from abroad, I wanted to challenge myself. So actually, the funny thing is, I actually applied for a job in an advertising firm first, Green Man's Arc. It was the digital component of Adcom. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I was there for about 6 months. Absolutely hated it, but I was like, you know what? I'm grinding. I'm earning 10,000 rupees. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Dad. I'm doing it, Mom.
I guess that's what you kind of had to prove initially as well, right?
Yeah, man.
You kind of had to show to your parents, okay, I can take care of myself.
Yeah, and I don't get the mindset of why people like to be so comfortable. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying everyone does, but I do know majority of people who would probably take the easy way out.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't agree with it, but I was like, this is something I need to do because his mindset is, I have a family business. My sons I'll give it to my sons, and they will give it to their sons.
And they should continue on.
Sorry?
They should continue on.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if I was the only son, I would probably get more pressurized too. But I had an older brother who was kind of figuring things out and kind of like heading the operations over there. So I used him as he was my scapegoat.
Okay.
Like, oh, just do it to him, man. You know. And I was like, yo, just back me up. And my brother did. So yes, I was there for 6 months, and then I was like, okay, what's next? So opportunity came at dawn very randomly. I had no. Like, I'm not a political person. I have no interest in politics. Yes, I do follow it, but again, I think that's a very toxic subject. So I applied there and got the job, kind of like conned them, I guess. I don't know why they would hire me.
Yeah.
And then I think I did well, because within 6 months, I was actually in their product development department, which is basically just thinking of coming up with new shows and, stuff like that. And what happened was, when we were coming up with different shows, I would indirectly take over the marketing side of it. How do you promote it, right? So I think I did decent, where the CEO, Shakil Saab, amazing mentor of mine, he saw something and he offered to give me the marketing head position, because I think the person who was there just quit and he wanted someone to hire internally. So yeah, I was there for 4 years, man.
Really?
Yeah.
And
So
this was way back when.
I want to say 2014 to 18. So I was actually even juggling my fitness journey with that. Yeah.
But I want to know a little bit about Dawn. Were you there when Tili was made?
Yes. So when Tili was just, starting up with Wali, I don't know if you knew.
Yeah.
I was there. I saw the rise, or actually I just saw the birth. And they had probably come up with 3-4 videos, and then that's when I stopped. I still stayed in touch, so yeah, man. So Tili was there.
I feel like 89 needs to evolve a little.
Yeah, it's so funny, because I was also at 89 too.
Okay.
Right? So they switched me. So in Dawn, they like to switch people, right? So I went from the TV side to do product development, then did marketing at the TV side, then I got switched over to 89. Then they came up with an entertainment channel called Herald Entertainment, and they had that really good movie. So I was even upping up with that. But yeah, 89. Actually, man, it's tough, to be honest. Like, I know the people who still work there, their ideas are brilliant. And I was part of some of the campaigns.
Yeah.
Just management, for good reasons of their own, just would shut them down. They had this I don't know if it's a secret anymore, but I'll just say it, like this music festival idea, which we were working on it for 2 years, got in contact with some people who manage like artists from abroad. It was just coming out to such a big amount that the company didn't have much, faith in us.
So high risk, basically.
Sorry?
It's high risk.
High risk, yeah. And the people at Dawn, they're very they're safe. They want to be safe about it. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Fair. So while you were at Dawn, you had Impulse going on as well?
Yeah. So that happened, again, very randomly. So it was actually very tough, because, your main priority would be Dawn, which it was. Yeah. But mentally, I was just thinking about that. Yeah. I would get done with work around 7, and I had my class at 7:30 to 8:30. I only had one class, right? So I only teach one small group of kids. Yeah. And there would be times where I actually had to skip work, or let's say if my boss told me to stay back, I would come up with an excuse. I just thought he wouldn't understand if I said, listen, I have to go train. He'd be like, yo, this is your job, right? Yeah. So I would come up with an excuse. Pretty sure now, if he's hearing this, he'll know. So I was juggling that for about 2 years. Yeah, it was tough. But again, like long hours, but I didn't care, because when I left my corporate job to go and train people, I felt just a surge of energy.
So do you, I'm sorry, but like, are you one of those people that actually feeds off of others' energies? Like, do you get a high out of that as well 100%. By interacting?
Yeah, 100%.
Completely extroverted.
I think initially, and it still happens every now and then, that if I have a long day, like let's say, so Mondays are like my toughest days in terms of training and coaching, and I purposely keep my class as like the last slot, because I know if I walk in a room with like 10-15 people who are just pumped to work out, no matter how many hours of sleep I got, no matter how many hours I've been working that day, I'll be like, man, let's fucking go. Yeah. Like, I'm screaming, I'm shouting, I'm spitting on their faces. I have a mask on, don't worry.
Well, even before the lockdown, I don't think that's cool.
Yeah, I know. But you know what it is. Spit on me, get me motivated. Actually, you're right. The mask really helped, because I was spitting, I was screaming, I was shouting. And I love it, man. Yeah. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. I don't want that feeling to ever go away. Yeah, there've been times where I walk in, I'm like, man, fuck, I have to teach now. I have to coach another like group of people, and I have no energy. I swear to God, like 10 minutes in, I'm like, you know what? This is it. And I leave the gym, going home, and I feel just satisfied that, you know what, I did something good.
Yeah.
You know, I helped people mentally, I helped them physically. They probably had a shit day. You know, maybe they had a fight with their wives or girlfriends or whatever, and they wanted to come work out. You know, I gave them that atmosphere, you know, that platform. And I don't think that will ever change, because it's been like years and it hasn't, and I hope it doesn't.
Interesting. When I started working at Cedar, I had the same routine as well. I'd leave the office and I'd go to the Jamaat Khana and train people over there in the classes.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I'd actually get told, it's like, dude, you're kind of making enough money now. Why are you still doing it?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, because for me, it's not just about like putting up a show. It's also because that's the impact, that's the power of these classes.
Yeah,
is that they're actually coming not just to feel healthier, but they're also kind of like counting on you to help them change.
100%. Like even when I started off, I'd have all my friends say that, oh, you're charging them too less. You know, or charge them, you know, what you can charge them more. And I'm like, it's not about the money. You know, it wasn't. And I felt like just because I was consistent with it, I kind of like started this bond with them. This community aspect, which you were talking about, which I feel like now it's, you know, they're part of it, which actually, you know, like kind of empowers them as well.
Yeah.
You know, so a lot of people don't really see that side. You know, not everything's about the money. I mean, yeah, it is, but like, dude, like I know the kind of charges, I know the kind of money that people are charging, and I'm not charging anywhere close to that. I don't care. I mean, you know, if I'm giving them what they want, they're training, they're happy. Yeah. You know, that's how it is. And then inshallah, the money will come, man. That's not my priority right now.
Fair. So what was the tipping point for you that got you to leave Dawn altogether and do Impulse full time?
Man, very, a freak accident, actually, I'll tell you what. Some of my friends know this. So when I was 8, I actually have a hairline fracture on my L4, which is the lower end of my spine. Me and my brother were wrestling, and then, you know, he accidentally or purposely, I don't know, we went crazy. He threw me on the marble floor, and I knew something was up because I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk. Right? Yeah. And I knew something was up. And you know, when you're a kid, you're scared of telling your parents you got hurt because they'll just kick your ass. You're like, you got hurt? Here's more pain for you being a dumbass. So I hid that from my parents. For years, I hid it. I was in pain throughout. And as a child, I didn't understand it. My brother was scared shitless that if I would rat on him. So he made me promise not to say anything. Yeah. I'm like, you know what, fine. So like when I went into middle school, we would do our sports days, you know.
Yeah.
And I was trying to be this athlete, and I went for a long jump, and I landed on my back again, of course. And then that was worse than the first time. So anyways, long story short, 16, when I was 16, so obviously smart enough, took me about 8 years to go see a doctor. Yeah. And he goes like,
I confess,
there's something wrong. There's something happening here. She's like, let's go to the hospital, which should have happened years ago. So the doctor goes like, listen, you've got a fracture, man. Like, this is serious. And I'm surprised that, I don't know what happened. He probably used some medical term that I don't remember. But from what I remember, he did say that you are so lucky that this hasn't like affected you way more than it should have. Yeah. So anyways, moving on. So as the years progressed, I would be dealing with this pain. I'd never wanted to like, I don't know. I was lazy probably. I don't know. So my mid 20s, when I was still juggling Dawn and Impulse, again, I randomly woke up and I couldn't move. I was like, fuck, there's something wrong. And I knew what it was. And then I started thinking, I'm like, man, I'm slaving over this corporate job. I'm beating my body and then going to, train people. Life short. What's my priority? What am I happy about? What makes me happy? And it was just that. It was Impulse. It was my coaching. It was fitness. It was training people. So what happened was I took a week off because I couldn't move. Messaged my boss. I'm like, I'm coming in tomorrow because I felt a little better. I'm like, I need to talk to you. She knew what was up. She's like, no. I'm like, so let me just come and talk to you. Sat down and I told her everything. And she knew. She was very nice. She knew about, my side project. And I said, listen, I feel like it'd be unfair to you. I'm not going to give you my all. I'm not going to focus on this. I'll have my training at the back of my head. I'm not passionate about this kind of work anymore. the kind of work that I've been doing for you guys for 4 years, and you know, you expect and you deserve better, and so do I. Frankly, I'm gonna be selfish about it. I feel like people should be selfish when it comes to their happiness. Fuck everyone. Do whatever you want. If it makes you happy, fucking do it, right? So yeah, just I quit right there and then. Took about a month or two of rehab. Shout out to Dr. Yumna and Dr. Rabia, amazing doctors.
PwC.
Actually, Yumna's on part PwC, but yeah, both. Yeah. And I'm still with Dr. Rabia. Like, I actually have to go tomorrow for an appointment. But yeah, so that was a turning point. So I'm kind of lucky that happened when I started like feeling my back again. I don't know. I don't think I would have quit the way I quit. And how soon I quit, that wouldn't have happened. 100%. Yeah, so I'm glad I did.
Wow. Okay, so when you went on that limb and you actually followed your passion and your dreams, well, because I say in your dreams, did you ever think you'd do this? Like, did you ever think like you would be entrepreneurial and do something on your own for yourself?
I mean,
highlight and underline for yourself, because that's also like your living, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. To be honest, no. Which is weird because my dad, you know, he's an entrepreneur. He started his business. Well, he's Mustafa Jamshed. He's the owner of TJ's. So he started his business about 40 years ago, and was the first Eastern clothing brand of Pakistan, right?
Wow.
So yeah, so he big shoes to fill. So growing up, you know, I would see him, I would see his lifestyle, and you know, his passion and his output. I don't know, I just never thought I had that in me. I don't know if it was a self-confidence thing or maybe I didn't find what I was really passionate about. I just didn't know what it was. Like, nothing like would really call my name out. You know, for my dad, it was like, I remember he was 18 and he was in grammar school and he's like, I want to do fashion. Like, he told me, and I'm like, that's crazy, because I had no reason to like even, you know, I had nothing that I would even like think twice about that, you know, this is what I want to do. So I thought that I'd be working some job, maybe for my dad. Maybe I was thinking that I kept my dad as like a safety net. I'm like, you know what, if everything else fails, I don't even know what I wanted to study when I went to college. You know, I went with the very run-of-the-mill business degree. I was like, kuch na kuch ho jayega. Yeah. But never, man, never. It's funny. I would never ever think that, and I don't think my dad or my parents, my mom would ever think that I'd be doing this. Out of everything, I think this is like the last thing in their head. Which is fine, because it was the last thing in my head, you know? If I was prepping them for years and years and years, I'd be like, hey, why are you shocked? I've been telling you this for like since I was a kid. But even for them, they're like, wait, what? I thought you just went to work out and come back and eat food and sleep. You're making money off this? You're training people? So,
sign me up.
I mean, they wouldn't. They still think it's a bad idea, but yeah.
But so tell me a little bit about the personal journey throughout this time of post-dawn, focusing on impulse, focusing on coaching. Like, what you're doing is also a bit of a lonely journey.
Yeah, man.
You're your own man. You're your own boss.
Yeah.
You've only got people, you've got customers, clients holding you accountable. Yeah. And you got to do it at scale. Yeah. Tell me about that. Like, what goes on in your head?
It's so funny you use that word lonely, because I don't think anyone's used that, and that's true. That's very true. Man, it was challenging. I actually had no expectations. I had no support. Yeah. My parents didn't like the idea. Now they're kind of getting around it, but like when I told them, and you know, initially when you do something that scares you, you have the support of your family, right? That's your bedrock. That's your foundation. So my siblings, I'm the youngest of 5, so my siblings, you know, they were happy for me. You know, they're like, yo, you're doing what you want, you know, we'll help you out, whatever. But knowing that my parents weren't really like, you know, 100% behind the idea, for good reasons, obviously. I mean, my dad was like, you know, how stable it is, you know, for their generation. And no offense to whoever is a trainer, but their definition of a trainer is like, oh yeah, wo basement wale gym mein trainer hote hain, banyan chaddi pehen ke, pata nahi mahine ke 2000 kamate and just training people, you know?
Yeah. Bodybuilder types.
Yeah, like, I mean, technically, I guess things haven't changed that much, but they have. At the end of the day, yes, that's what it is. I mean, I guess in their head. So that took a lot of like out of me, man, mentally, just that journey. You know, I mean, I did have people that I could talk to.
Yeah.
People who've been in this industry for some time. You know, I feed off their energy. You know, whatever knowledge that they could give me, I would just soak it in. But honestly, like, it was really tough. Like, now that I think about it, it was really tough. I mean, I had no expectations. There were times where I would get probably literally, I've done 2-3 months of having just 2-3 clients in my class, right? And
that's scary.
It's scary, man. That is so scary. And now that I think about it, I'm getting goosebumps because I actually thought about quitting. At that point, when I said, okay, having one bad month, another bad month coming up, that's fine. But that was consistent with this one guy would be coming. And shout out to that guy, Amin. He's in America right now, but he would come, but I'd kind of feel embarrassed. I'm like, man, like, I quit my job, like, told my family I want to do this, and is this what I want to do? Like, I would train him, and it was really bad. Then, what happened was, like I said, I had people to talk to. So Jeanette and Fuzzy from Studio X randomly messaged me. You know, they're like, yo, listen, come in for a meeting. And I said, okay. And they're like, you know, we've been following what you're doing. And they knew me. They knew that I had basic knowledge. And I guess they liked me. They're like, why don't you, with our support, do a class here? I'm like, fine. You know what? I have nothing going for me.
Yeah.
And we had some productive meetings. And I'm like, let's do it. So we laid out a plan, marketing-wise, promotion-wise, timings, days, the kind of packages we would give to their existing members, and if new members wanted to come in. So, yeah, man, put a lot of work into that, and that first camp blew off. Like, it was literally, like, mashallah, like, they can fit 20 people, and I had 25 shrugging shoulders with each other.
Damn.
Like, I did not expect that. Like, obviously people would be like, oh, we're signing up. I'm like, man, they're just saying it like that. They don't want to sign up. They're just trying to make me happy. But that first day I was overwhelmed. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on over here? Like, I saw some old people I haven't seen in a long time. I saw fresh faces, and I'm like, I'm gonna bomb this fucking thing, because Studio X is a brand. You know, all your high-end customers go there. You know, Fuzzy, you know, kills her spin classes, and Jeanette's a legend. She's a boss.
I feel like it's a great launch pad also, because I remember BT started off from there
exactly,
as well.
Man. And it was so funny because BT started his spinning journey from there. It's crazy. Yeah, so man, since then it's just been consistent, and I was with them for like a year, and you know, then I moved on. But honestly, man, I can't thank them enough, and they know that. I'm in touch with Jay. I'm in touch with Fuzzy. Fuzzy's a really good friend of mine. And I can't thank them enough. And a lot of other people that I'm forgetting, and I probably will mention them, but I swear to God, if it wasn't for that, I was going to quit. I was like, I can't do this. I just can't. Like, yes, I want to do this, but I can't just keep training one person at a time. I need to make this a thing. And they came along, and honestly, man, like, I've been lucky. Been very blessed, mashallah. And I think that's part of, like, and I'm glad I went through that dark period, because it makes me appreciate what I have now so much more. Because I know that I've seen the worst of it, and I don't want to go back. So I'm going to grab onto what I have, and I'm just going to make sure that it just becomes stronger.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go back to how I felt back then, man. I don't want to do that ever again.
So now I'm going to ask you a bit of this is now, I'm remembering the conversation I had with Bilal back when he came on.
Yeah.
And he mentioned something very similar like this, where he's like, it's not only the fear of failure that pumps me up, but it's also the fear of success.
Yes.
What's your take on that?
I couldn't agree with that more, man. I couldn't agree with that more. And I kind of went through that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I kind of went through that myself. But I feel like, again, I think that's a very necessary step. You keep hearing these things, and I know it's a cliched statement, but you know how these successful entrepreneurs in, you know, the world, your Zuckerbergs, your Jeff Bezos, they all say you have to taste failure. Man, you actually do. And that fear of failure will drive you. I mean, it's a very gritty way of seeing things, you know, but it's made me so much more focused.
Yeah.
It's like literally having tunnel vision, you know, those horse blinders on, you're just looking ahead, right? So I've applied that to my training, my own training. I've applied that to my coaching, my work, and it only becomes better when I have that mindset. It is what it is, man. And I think you can only make that a sustainable long-term thing if it's something you truly believe in. I mean, I've probably done that in phases when I was in the corporate side of the world. But I would phase in and out. I'm like, okay, I'm focused, but then I'm like, man, I'm done. Here it's 24/7, dial in. Like, and I wouldn't have it any other way because I live, breathe this shit. It is what it is, man. Like right before this podcast, I was at a client's house, went home, changed, came here. And I have another client after this. I remember I was even talking to you. I was like, we need to get the timings right. I got my coaching. And I'm more than happy to do that, man. Like literally, I'm smiling when I'm talking about this. So, alhamdulillah, mashallah, God's been kind, people have been kind, and I'm just very grateful to be in this position.
Great. So tell me about the routine. What goes on in your life? Because again,
a day in the life.
A day in the life of Mustafa Jamshed. It's not about like just going into the basement of what was it, Fitness Edge and like all these.
All those. Oh God, I've actually been there, by the way. Oh geez.
Yeah.
Man, it's boring because it doesn't change that much.
But it's not just about, and that's there's a metaphor about like routine and something like that. I don't know.
A routine, about how it's like the death of something, or I don't know what.
Yeah,
it's something like that.
But
routine kills you. Or I don't know.
I like to think it's mastery, if anything. But like, it's not just about like showing up on the day of and doing those classes, because there's an element of personal coaching as well. I want to know about like what actually goes on behind the scenes for you too. You train yourself, yes. You eat right, yes. What are you doing other than that to prep for showtime?
Man, firstly, I think it's establishing a close relationship with your clients. That's something that has to happen. That has to be there, right? So if I'm prepping, if I'm taking on, because I do personal training as well, right? But I don't take too many people. And a lot of people have said that, oh, why aren't you taking more people? I believe in quality over quantity. So designing programs for my clients, building a healthy relationship with them where they can trust me, coming up with sustainable goals for them, habits that they can, incorporate in their life. It takes a lot of time, right? A lot of time. So if I'm not coaching, if I'm not training people, I'm either programming or I'm just trying to make their experience better. That could be if they want to vent to me and we're talking on WhatsApp or on call, exchanging ideas, programs. They could even just I've had clients message me, and I'm glad that they can. Again, it's about creating that personal relationship where they go like, at 11 p.m. they send me a picture of their fridge saying, what can I have? And I'm like, that's cool, man, that you think that it's okay to message me at 11 p.m. and asking me what you want from your fridge. I might not respond because I'm sleeping, but I like that. So and the reason why I don't take too many people in, because I spend a lot of time outside the realm of training them. That's only 1 hour, right? So I actually posted about this a few days ago from this fitness program module, I would say OPEX, right? And it's so funny. I'm not saying that they're copying me, but I said the exact same thing, what they had mentioned, and they say you're training 1 hour a day. How are you spending the rest of the 23 hours? That's what counts the most. So trying to kind of like guide them on how to make those 23 hours the best or the most productive, and that would make them, I don't know, get closer to their goals, is what I try to work behind the scenes, where people don't see, where people think I'm just training, uploading videos, and then training again, right? So that kind of stuff is very hard to explain, but it is, in a nutshell, what it is, where you are thinking about your clients, again, like I said, it's quality over quantity. I've been through, initially when I started off, after the whole Studio X thing, I started taking a lot more clients. I would have like 10, 15 clients. I'd be burnt out. I wouldn't be giving them the quality that they deserve, right? And I just came to realize that, rather than taking on half the world, and just coaching, why don't I take 5, 6 people and make them the best version of themselves, and then guiding them through it, because it does take a lot of time, so that's what my main focus is, habits, right? Because I feel like if you're a trainer, your work doesn't end after the workout ends. Your work is still there. You need to guide them. It's very easy to, okay, if I'm training you, I'll write the workout on a board. It's a board
Yeah.
right here. I'm like, Asad, you're doing 5 rounds of this, 4 rounds of this, 3 rounds of that.
Yeah.
Right? I've explained you the movement. You're doing it. I can easily sit down and just look at you.
Yeah.
But am I paying attention? Am I understanding your body mechanics? Am I looking at your workout and thinking, is this going to make you reach your goals? Is this individualized? Is this going to help you? Is it going to stress you out? No, right? So I want to make this experience the best experience of your life when it comes to training, and even when we're done, when we leave, then I'm actually then creating those habits for you. So behind the scenes, that's what I usually focus on, which takes up a lot of my time, mentally and physically, man.
Fair.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's what something that's especially what clients need to hear as well.
Yeah.
I think because it's not about like Kiran came on, Chagra came on, and she's like, it's about like awareness and knowledge for them about why they're getting into the journey as well. But they also have to understand is that when you subscribe to the journey, there's a lot more that goes into it.
100%.
And that's what they're kind of, sorry to be candid about, but that's also what they're paying for.
Yeah.
If they just want to go for that, for all their friends going to one class or something, they're kind of like missing out.
Yeah.
You have to really understand what the quality is that you're gauging.
No, 100%, man. Which is why when a person's, I can take 10 more clients in, writing their workouts, it takes me 2 minutes, right? If I really want to, if I don't give a shit about them, I'll be like, here's a workout for you, man. Go for
And
it.
repeat.
And repeat. Yeah. They won't even know the difference, right?
Yeah.
And they're paying me and I'm living a comfortable life. But again, I can't do that. I just can't. I've been on that side of the things. Obviously, I've had coaches, right? I have a coach. But I know the difference between a good coach and a great coach.
Yeah.
A great coach goes the extra mile. Good coach will be like, he'll make you go through a good workout, but that's it. He'll be like, I'm done. 1 hour's done. I'm going to go home and do my thing.
Yeah.
But a great coach, he's going to be there for you throughout. Not just like when it comes to making healthy food choices. It could be anything. Stress management.
Yeah.
That's an underlying issue a lot of people don't really understand. Stress is the number one factor, in my opinion, that drives all these health problems.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically. And if you're not even there for your clients when it comes to that kind of thing, you kind of need to reevaluate. I mean, I'm not saying that's what you should do. In my opinion, you should. But hey, if your client's happy with the way you are, then go for it, man. Don't listen to me. But I know and I like to think that my clients are happy. And I feel like the reason or half the reason why they're happy is because I go the extra mile.
Yeah.
And a lot of other coaches do. Kiran being one of them, 100%.
Yeah.
Bilal, all these people. So, and I think the people who go there, they know the difference. That, hey, this is not just a coach. This is someone who's going to be there for me, especially when I need him or her. Yeah. Right? So, yeah, that's the kind of change that I hope other people kind of incorporate.
So, I'm sorry, I have a very blunt question to ask.
Oh, no.
And I understand that this is also a business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But like, do you ever feel that more and more people are getting into this space and they're kind of like, as coaches, and it's kind of like making things worse for you in some way?
Where do you think they'll steal my clients?
Yeah, or that, your own market share, for the lack of a better word, is actually like reducing?
Man, honestly, if you believe in your product, right, I don't think newcomers would affect it, right? I actually would encourage them to, if you're passionate about it, you have the knowledge, get into it. Fitness needs to grow. It does, right? Yeah. Because what is fitness? Fitness is linked to your health. Yeah, man, it is living a healthier life, not just the aesthetic part of it. That comes later. That comes probably with the process. But you need. Okay, I've said this to a lot of people. I don't want to be a 70-year-old man in a wheelchair and someone pushing me around. I'm sorry. My respect to everyone who have parents. My dad also is diabetic and he can't walk properly, and grandparents who go through that kind of problem. I don't want that for myself, and I don't want that for people. I don't. So I applaud the growth of the industry. I encourage the people who want to join. Just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and not just to make a quick buck, or not to think that, this is the latest thing. Fitness is trending, so don't get into this if you feel like this is a trend. That's disrespectful to people like me and other people who've been there longer than I have, who've been there for decades, who actually believe in this product, right? Yeah. And as for them, potentially taking my market share or whatever, I'm not concerned about that. I have my peeps, my community, It'd be really funny if they start leaving me after this. Like, oh, fuck you guys. I found another one. But I like to believe that they're happy with me. And if you put in the work, other people who are listening to this, if you put in the work, then you shouldn't be worried about other individuals joining the industry. I don't think so.
So what do you think is something? What do you think is that little golden nugget that these newcomers need to know, or that you would like to like impart to them while they're starting off?
While they're entering the fitness industry, man, know your why.
Simon Sinek. No, that's cool, man. I like it. I like it. Props to you, man. I thought I was the only one.
Thank you. Shit, damn it. I was gonna be like, that's an original. But it is what it is, man. I would say that if you're getting into this, know why you're getting into this.
Yeah.
You know, and let's say you have a solid base and you're ticking off all the boxes, right? My next piece of advice would be establishing your own kind of like foot into this in this industry. Like you don't need to be original, but at the same time you need to be a lot more considerate and caring for your clients. You know, you look at like your clients as part of your family in a way, man, because I spend more time with my clients than with my family. It's sad.
Yeah. But it's your work.
It's my work.
Yeah, and
100%.
You have to give it that ownership.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the case with a lot of people. I'm sure you also. You're spending most of your time here at your workplace, right?
Yeah, damn straight.
So basically, over the years, the clients become family. And you need to care for them. So that kind of like mindset needs to come into play. Also, being considerate, being caring. And also never to be afraid of not knowing anything. Don't be a know-it-all.
Yeah.
Don't think you know everything. You're going to fuck up your client then. I'll tell you why. Because a lot of people that I know, I've seen, if I have a client come up to me and say that, oh, listen, I have this pain in my arm, right? And I'll look at it as a coach and I'll try to assess it. But let's say something serious. I'm not going to be a know-it-all, be like, oh no, he or she injured herself, I need to take care of it. No, be like, hey, listen, I think it's serious, you need help, I'm going to direct you to someone else, right? A physician, an expert, you know? So a jack of all trades, you don't need to be that, you know? And always put your hand up and say, I don't know this. Let's say if a client goes like, hey, so I've heard about, you know, this kind of training, you know, let's say German volume training, you know? If you don't know it, be like, hey, I don't know it, but give me some time. I'm going to research. If that's what you want to do, we can sit down and talk about why you want to do this and come up with a concrete plan. Yeah. I do this all the time because my clients, you know, bless their hearts, they're very invested. So they're obviously be Googling the next best thing to fitness. And I'm like, man, shit, I don't know that. What is this? What's that machine? What the fuck is that? Like some kind of bodysuit with like, I don't know, some kind of like electric magnet fucking things on their arms. And I'm like, dude, that looks freaky. But I'd be like, I don't know. You want to discuss that? Let's just discuss that. Okay. And I feel like if you think you know everything, then you failed. Like I love the fact that I don't even know 2% of fitness. Even today I was at BT's box and I was doing Olympic lifts and Masa over there. She's like, oh, so you should be doing this and you should be doing that. Dude, I literally put my phone down. I was just listening to her and I'm like, yeah, tell me more. I'm going to soak everything you want to throw at me because that's going to make me better. Yeah. If someone's giving you advice, you know, you need to stop thinking that, shit, man, am I not good enough? Do I not know everything? No, be like, hey, I know some things, but this guy is telling me or is sharing his knowledge or her knowledge that's just going to help me grow. Yeah. Right? So a lot of people have this ego problem.
Yeah, that's, I think everyone needs to enter whatever they're doing with some humility.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, man. And that also goes for clients, by the way. Yeah. If you think you know everything, why the hell are you hiring me? Yeah. You know, that goes with not just their mental state, but also when they're lifting, you know, that ego lifting. Oh man, you don't need to get that shit out of you. You got to leave your ego at the door, you know, otherwise, I mean, it humbles you, man. Yeah. It humbles you.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. So a little bit more about this space. What do you feel is missing? You've been in it for like 10 years now. I'm sure I've seen that Lululemon mirror fucking shit and then the Peloton and CrossFit and like OPEX and all sorts of different programs as well. And mind you, I'm not trying to limit this to programs or like programs. I mean, it could be like apparel, food and bev, anything. What do you feel is missing in this overall health and wellness space?
But when you say that, you mean in our country or just generally?
In our country.
Man, see, like fitness is a very broad industry now. Like you said, you've got your apparel, you've got nutrition, you've got your equipment. That though obviously will change every time. Let's say you got the best equipment, but the next 10 years something else is going to come around, right? So leaving that apart, I feel like what needs to change are certain habits of how people can improve their lives and how we should incorporate them and how one should guide people. That's all. I keep repeating that, and I feel like it's people over here are so misguided. I think information, education is what's lacking. There's locally, I don't think there's any way one can obtain an education on health and fitness. Correct me if I'm wrong. You probably know this more than I do.
Certifications is all I've
Certifications, but like, is there a center where I can be like with it? No, right? So, and that, I think in terms of educating people is what's lacking. The lack of infrastructure on where people can go and get educated. Forget the certifications. Man, I'll tell you one thing. I will take a person who has 0 certifications but knows how to apply it than a person who has 20 but doesn't know shit. Because I see a lot of people on their Instagram profiles, they'll be like, I've got this certification. They've got more fucking certifications than I have fingers. But when I look at their goddamn training, I swear to God, I am cringing. I am literally cringing. It pisses me off. Certifications don't mean shit unless you can't apply them. But at the same time, you do need a basic education as well, which people can't get here. So by the way, some of these certifications are very expensive. So let's say someone who comes from a very moderate middle class family, he can't spend that much money. It's his own money. His family doesn't support him. They'll be like, no, listen, you need to do this on your own. You can't pay for that. Like $300-400 certifications or those renewals or whatever the hell it is. And I firmly believe in online certification. You can't compare an online certification to, let's say, an actual, education or an actual course where when you're going there in person and you have someone there who's teaching you the basics, right? I feel like for me personally, I grasp knowledge a lot better compared over there. So the lack of information and education is probably the number one thing. Because once you have that, once you're solid there, everything else follows. And then you can build on that. It doesn't stop. Education doesn't stop. There's level 1, level 2, level 3, whatever. If you think that all the education you can get, there's always going to be something else there that's just going to educate you and make you better. But yeah, so I feel like that's probably like the biggest thing. And yeah, I mean, and I think that's why a lot of people are misguided. People are misguided because they haven't been told the right things. And if your experts, your coaches aren't telling you the right things, then that means they haven't been taught the right things. So it's like a
vicious cycle.
Yeah, man, it's a vicious cycle. But again, it's getting better though. I feel like it's getting better. In the last 10 years on its own, I think it's gotten a lot better. And there are a lot of people I know that are upcoming and they're doing a lot of good work.
Kudos to you, by the way. I do want to say this because I've been following you for a while and never have I ever gotten this hint from your posting, your stories, your presence online. I've never gotten this impression that you're shitting the process in any way. You're trying to bluff the game.
Yeah.
Anyways, in Pakistan, I feel like we never talk about it in context to the place we are in.
Yeah.
So that knowledge does matter a lot.
Yeah, man.
And I've noticed you approach it in a very empathetic light. Like even when you were giving me advice over DMs and stuff, you sent me a video of Marcus Philly on how to do ring muscle ups and
I remember that.
bar muscle ups. That's how I started off.
Course.
And this is way before lockdown also.
I remember
I was
that.
like, yeah, fuck. Okay, firstly, this guy, instead of sending me a message, he's sending me a voice note and actually trying to get me to understand what are the steps in the process required to do this better. Complete empathy.
Thank you, man.
I respect that, man.
Thanks.
Kudos to you.
Thanks. I mean, I'm being 100% legit. That's not something that I'll be like, oh, so this is something that Asad can probably screenshot and share with his friends, right? So, because I still get, like, I get very happy if someone messages me, someone who I don't know or someone who I know, and asks me for help. I'm like, man, I've put myself in a position where I can help people. Yeah. Man, like, I'm making a difference in other people's lives. And that's like such a driving force for me. Yeah. And I'm not going to like con them. And I'm not going to, if someone's asking me for advice and I feel like I can give them, I'm going to go all the way. Like, just like with you, I still remember that. I sent you Marcus Philly's videos on how to do those muscle ups. And I'm like, man, he's asking me something. He has it right to get the right information. Why would I want to like, throw him a curveball?
You could have also said, well, buddy, sorry, with all due respect, I get paid for this. You could have. No, honestly speaking, because
Damn it, there goes my check.
You could have, and you could have said,
still get that check? No, shit.
but you could have also said, okay, well, you know what? Here's some links on YouTube or some names, just Google them, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, but
you actually took that step forward and like, here's the video,
Yeah.
but keep in mind that you have to do progression exercises to get there. Like
I remember that.
you highlighted that.
It's just that again, like I'm just very passionate about this,
I love it, man.
And this is what I want to do. Yeah, we're a little shy now.
I hope it
I'm
doesn't
blushing.
stop, man. From white to pink all of a sudden. But tell me a little bit. I want to talk about. Do you have to bounce for a client?
No, we have like 10, 15 minutes if that's okay.
All right. Okay. Just two last questions.
Yeah.
So just to keep this short, you've spoken a lot about habits. You've spoken a lot about throughout this whole conversation. You've really put yourself in the client's shoes and the customer's shoes. You've understood their problems. Social media is a big one.
Yeah.
Stimulus is everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How would you encourage people to curtail their consumption of certain content, or like at least not fall into this vicious cycle of like, I don't look like Mustafa's fucking chiseled, I don't have acai bowls all day. Like, I'm just using it as an example, but there's a lot of stimulus out there. Body positivity.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
It's tough, man, because it's so accessible.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of mine and I said lack of information is as bad as too much information.
Yeah.
And I've been through that. When I was starting off, I would look at everyone else's profiles and people I'd follow, and I'd be like, I want to look like that, and I'd start feeling bad about myself. That's why I keep informing people. I keep trying to educate them that, listen, forget about looking a certain way. You will never look like someone.
Yeah.
Exact copy, there's no way. Genetically, there's no way.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you want to do that to yourself? Will that actually make you happy? Let's say if it does, right? That's sustainable. Is that something that you can, do that for years to come? Because I know how tough it is to kind of like look a certain way, right? The first thing what I tell people is, and I try to emphasize, is about feeling happy. What makes you feel happy?
Mm-hmm.
So when someone goes to me, what are you eating? I actually ask them, like, why do you want to know what I'm eating? We want to look like you. I was like, don't. I was like, you don't want to look like me. Not that I'm saying that I look bad or like look good, but you need to look the way you look that will make you feel happy. That will, when you wake up in the morning, when you look yourself in the mirror, you're like, fuck, man, I'm happy where I am.
Yeah.
Whether that's you having an 8-pack or nothing, man, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks because, again, like you said, social media, right? It can really haunt you, and it does. So I just try to tell people the same thing. It's about feeling. It's about how you feel. It's not about how you look, and it's easier said than done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what also I want a lot of other coaches to kind of like emphasize on. It's because we keep talking about how movement is medicine.
Yeah.
But where does it say that you need to look good while doing it? You don't need to look good. If you can be a healthy person by not having the aesthetics, right? I feel like aesthetics, and again, you grow up looking at all these movies and these magazine covers, and they have these chiseled men and these fucking women and these models on the covers, and you're like, man, I want to look like that. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna look like that. You're just not. First thing is you want to feel happy. You want to adopt a healthier lifestyle, and everything else kind of like follows through. So even if you want to look a certain way, that'll happen. But first, create a healthy relationship with your food, with training, with yourself, with your life. If that's done consistently, then the aesthetics come in. They will, That's why I say sustainability is probably the most underrated word and undervalued word especially in our world.
Yeah.
Right, in the fitness space of things, which again I keep trying to tell people, because I went through that, and that was not good. That wasn't good at all.
Sustainability also isn't the same as consistency. I think that's. Do you agree with that, or is that?
It can be, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Like if it's not if you feel like shit in the process of you trying to look good and you're doing it every day, it's consistent, but it's probably not sustainable.
100%. But again, it depends on what your definition of consistency and sustainability is, right? But like you said, yeah, if you're killing yourself every day, day in, day out, and you don't feel good, you're not going to be sustainable. So you got to find that right balance. I mean, I've been through that. Even right now, like leading up to the games, I was training with Bilal.
Yeah.
And I went through 2-3 tough cycles, 2-3 tough training blocks where, you know, I'd put in the work, but I would feel like shit, you know. But then again, I'm like, okay, we have a purpose. It's a short-term purpose, and we need to complete that. And I did, and I felt relieved, and now I feel like a weight off my shoulder, and now I'm doing something that I know is going to make me not only feel good, but it's actually going to make me look forward to my training and be more sustainable, right? Injury-free, stress-free. So that's what I'm saying. It's not worth it. It's not worth it trying to kill yourself to look a certain way when you're not feeling good. Yeah. You know, I've been through that, went through that during lockdown where I lost a lot of weight unintentionally. And then I started getting a lot of like, it's so funny. You do good work, but the second you start looking a certain way, people give you attention. They don't give a shit about what you were doing, the lifts you were doing, the knowledge you've been dropping. But if you start looking a certain way, you can say anything and they'll believe you. If I have a 6-pack and I say fucking eat chocolate to get 6-pack, people will start eating chocolate.
Yes.
But if I'm a overweight person, I'm like, hey, have some carrots or have some vegetables. They're like, but you don't look that way. Why would we want to listen to you?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Like, what the hell? So when I started losing all that weight, I got so much attention. And I'm like, man, if only you knew, I feel like shit. People will be like, hey, we don't look like you. It's like, you want to feel like shit? Here's the number 1 formula. Here's the recipe. You want to feel like shit, though. They don't understand that, man. They think that it's all like, you know, it's all fun and games, and it's not. And I'm so happy I got out of that. I got out of that that mindset, and I'm so much happier with the way I'm looking now. I may not be as aesthetic, but who cares, man? Like, that's a personal goal. You achieve it, and you move on. You move on to something that makes you happy. Yeah. You know, so... Yeah, sorry. It pisses me off.
I think I remember that time as well where you went off Instagram for a while. You said you needed a mental break.
Oh, dude, yeah. From all of it. I needed that. That was just something that I needed a break.
People need to realize also that your food has a very big impact on your mental well-being as well.
100%.
And if you deplete it, if you fuck with it like drastically, it's gonna kill you.
It's also you're not gonna have a good relationship with food. It's going to really affect a lot of other aspects in your life. Yeah. And I don't know why people would, you know, but, you know, kudos to the people who are fighting some sort of, let's say, when going through mental health problems and all. But again, that's something like as fitness people, our jobs don't end at just the gym. We need to guide them better. Yeah. You know, and having a better relationship with food is a big part of that. So it's so funny because even today I just uploaded a series of stories about nutrition. I saw, yeah. And I never spoke about I just spoke about how you should be looking at food and seeing what makes you feel healthy. Not look healthy, feel healthy first, you know? I'm a big believer of that. I mean, I've seen it with my dad and my grandparents and my sister. Like, chronic diseases are a real thing, and food drives it, and food can also be the cure. What path do you want to take? That's the thing, right? So that's what I want people to like really focus on. You know, really pay attention, and your body's always giving you signs. I refuse to believe that you think that you can't feel what your body's feeling. You choose to ignore it or you choose to listen to it. That's your choice. But my role is to make you or help you make better choices. You know, so even when I got off social media for 2 weeks, I wish it was more, but I had to come back. It was a sign. Mentally, I wasn't in a good place, and I knew what I had to cut off. I had to cut off, you know, not just social media, but just cut off from everyone. I needed that space. And the only reason why I posted that is because people were constantly messaging me thinking that I was dead. So I posted that, hey, listen, I'll be back. I just need that space. And even now I get overwhelmed, man. I bet. Sometimes it's just, I'm not saying this in a very cool way that, hey, my Instagram gets blown up. But it gets taxing. Yeah. It gets fucking taxing. You know.
It's the cost of it all.
Yeah, like you know, I try to my whole thing for Instagram is like I'm uploading stories, I'm uploading workouts, I'm uploading whatever videos to educate people, but it comes with a cost.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
always does. And there are times where I just look at my phone and just want to throw it away. Even right now, like all this shit, it's giving me low-key anxiety. Like, you know, messages and like I'm grateful, but at the end of the day, I'm like, fuck, man. Like that's, but again, it's, you know, choosing your battles and then, you know, trying to address them the right way.
Yeah, yeah. So as a final question, I'm sorry, I know you're in a rush, but as a last question, if you could go back in time and you could meet your younger self, what would you say to him?
Ooh, that's a good question. I believe you even sent that question to me.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
That's the one question I will definitely stick to.
I would just say, don't freak out. I would say stay in your lane the way you've been staying, and good things will come to you. That's what I'll say. I don't think I did anything that I'm not proud of. I felt like whatever I did, it led me to where I am. Whether it be the injuries or, you know, the bullying that I went through, I think just made me a stronger person and actually made me more caring for others. So I wouldn't actually change a lot of things, but I would say if you're ever in doubt, just relax and know that everything will be okay. Because I wish someone had told me that, but that's what I would say. You know, I'd go to my room filled with posters, Lord of the Rings, Matrix, fucking Harry Potter. Still love them though. And I'd be like, hey, stop staring at those pictures all the time, because I would do that a lot.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine, man. You'll be fine.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Good answer.
Thanks.
Good answer. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on.
No, man. Thanks
This
for
is
having
great.
me.
I hope you also feel good like after this conversation.
Dude,
like,
I felt like I vented. I feel like you're my therapist.
Yeah.
I think we should do this once a week. I won't pay you, but I feel like my company would be enough.
Yeah, no, man. It was great meeting you finally.
Yes, same.
Thanks
same.
for taking out the time.
For sure.
That was Mustafa Jamshed. If anyone would like to get in touch with him, this guy's more famous than I am, but he has. I'll add in all his links, all his descriptions as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this one. Back in the day when I interviewed BT, I released a monologue just where I wanted to have you on as another guest and have this whole series around fitness.
Oh, really?
I guess I was lazy, I didn't do it, but finally got you on. It was great talking to you.
Pleasure.
Till the next one, everybody. Peace out. Bye-bye.